Networking is a huge part in today's enterprise. Most businesses run their computers using networking because sharing resources is a huge advantage when it comes to saving money and using resources, important resources within organizations. When they break, it's a big deal because it's really frustrating not being able to use resources that we are used to. Sometimes we cannot log in as users on certain networks. When we always log in, all of a sudden we don't log in anymore. Sometimes we send a print job to a printer that we've used for years, and all of a sudden the printer doesn't respond anymore. So these are examples of that we're going to use in this presentation today to hopefully help you troubleshoot your network in the future. We are going to concentrate on Ethernet type of networks for the sake of this presentation, but there are different types, like other types. We're not going to go into them right now. Ethernet is very popular and is what most people have in today's organization, so that's what we're going to concentrate on. Networks are usually represented by this symbol. In fact, if you look in the back of your computer right now, if you look at the network ports of your computer, you're probably going to have this symbol next to it or maybe underneath it. So that's a representation of networking. The connector also have usually two lights. When they are lit, one is orange, the other one is green. One represents activity, the other one represents connection, pretty much. The type of networks within the Ethernet networks or connections are usually peer-to-peer and workstation and server or Active Directory. The peer-to-peer is usually in organizations that have 10 or less computers or users. Active Directory is a more complex, more robust type of network that has more computers, up to, could have thousands of computers at times with different buildings, different locations, geographically speaking. So that's very complex. We're gonna provide with probably two examples today. We try to do one example per type of network. For example, a user cannot log into his computer or to his domain, his computer, which is in the domain of an Active Directory network. This user is always being able to log in. So today he comes in the morning and puts his username and password and not log in. There are a few possibilities, and what we preach here is actually to go from easy to hard, from easy to difficult, not the other way around. That's going to save you resources, and you will be surprised to see how many problems, easy fix you find if you go that way. So there is no reason to go hard to difficult. It's easy, hard to easy, it's easy to hard. So user cannot log in. It could be the IT tech could check his account in Active Directory on the server. He can see if the account is being disabled or enabled. Simple as that. Sometimes it gets disabled by somebody. Nobody says anything. Sometimes the password has to be changed, and there is a message on the computer of the user that says change your password. The user doesn't notice that and types something else, as opposed to his old password, which is required to change to a new password. It could also to go more complex now, to a difficult problem, harder solution or harder troubleshooting process would be maybe the cable that connects his computer to a router that then connects with a server. Maybe that segment of cable is damaged, or maybe the connector in the back is not connected to the computer. It could be many simple things. It could be sometimes a reboot fixes that problem. So we recommend that we check for these things, and go from there. Another example is a printer not being accessed on the network anymore when that printer was always used. Users cannot access that printer. Let's talk about a peer-to-peer network, which is a simple network. We talked about Active Directory with the user, now let's talk about peer-to-peer. This could be as simple as a printer not being on. Just go check the printer, is it on or off? Is the printer connected in the back with the network cable? Is a computer who is complaining connected to it? A good way to go is everybody else in the office that could print to that printer yesterday, can somebody print today? And if you see everybody else is printing to the printer, maybe the problem is related to that user or to his connection to maybe the switch or the router. If nobody else can print, so we most likely think that it's going to be related to the printer. So we can isolate the problem in different areas to make it easier on us. Remember, we go from easy to hard. A cable could go bad very easily. This is a typical network cable. We call it patch cable. It's a straight through Ethernet cable. It has 8 wires inside here. 8 wires, and there is an order in those wires here and on the other end too. So if that order is not correct, then you're not going to have a good connection. Also, if one of these cables or these connectors go bad, so the actual blade of each cable is not actually biting on the cable, you're going to have a problem, connection problem. So we recommend to check, to isolate the problem and go from there. And what I would like to do is go from segments to segments when it comes to troubleshooting cables. I start from the computer, I check that cable. There are devices that actually allow you to check the cable by continuity. It tells you the cable is actually good by checking each of the 8 wires that it has on the inside. And when you check this, if I check this cable with that device, for example, from here to here, I can pretty much tell that the connector is good and every wire is correct, it's in the right order, or not, and then I go from there. I mean, replacing this cable is very easy. So this is a very good way to go when troubleshooting networking as well. So we give the example of user not logging in or printers not being able on the network. So those are good examples too. Well, this is pretty much it. This is the remember networking. You have computers, nodes we call it. We got a big server. We have hubs in the middle. We have printers. Everything usually connects to one hub or different hubs. You can have another server here, and this one has another hub, so this hub connects to this hub, and this network here has a different printer. So now we have hubs connecting to servers and computers, and hubs to hubs, and this hub connects to different computers and servers. So everything is interconnected here. It's kind of the internet at a lower scale. The internet is a network as well, by the way, but it's huge. It's a very complex network. It's a mesh type of network. But this is pretty much the same principle. Everything's interconnected. Even though I'm in a different network here, I could be connected from here to here through these two here. So you can tell here if I want to connect from here to here, if just this segment is bad, then I'm not going to be able to go here. I can connect to everything else, but not here. So this is a good, asking questions is a good way to troubleshoot network. So by isolating locations. See here, I can tell that the problem will be here. If I can not connect here and everybody else from here, then I can tell that the problem will be here. So I can concentrate my efforts in this area. And the same for everything else. So again, what we want to do is troubleshoot from easy to hard. That's basically how it is in troubleshooting. Not only in computers, but or IT, but in everything else. Thank you very much. I hope this presentation will be helpful for your next the next time you have a network problem at your office or your home. Thank you very much.